What if I told you the Celtics lost Tatum and still crushed the Knicks with an unlikely leader? When Jayson Tatum tore his Achilles tendon, it seemed like the Boston Celtics season was over right there. But it was precisely in that moment of tragedy that Jaylen Brown showed why he deserves more than just applause. He deserves respect and a place among the greats. You're about to see how this guy became the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, silenced the critics, and reignited the flame of Banner 18, all with sweat, suffocating defense, and a basketball IQ few expected from him. If you think you know who Jaylen Brown is, wait until you see what he did in this game. Is Jaylen Brown the true leader of the Celtics? While the world expected Tatum's injury to be the end of the road, Brown did the opposite. He took control. He didn't just score 26 points. That number is good, but his impact goes way beyond that. He grabbed 12 rebounds, dished out 8 assists, and pressured Jalen Brunson from one end of the court to the other, across the full 29 meters, like it was the last play of his career. And it wasn't just energy, it was strategy. Joe Mazzulla summed it up well. His leadership showed up on defense. That's not common. When a star player decides to lead starting with defense, that's when you separate the good from the legendary. And Brown didn't just lead, he dragged the team along with him. But hold on, what he did on offense will surprise you even more. Has Brown turned into a disguised point guard? Check this out. Going into Game 5, he had more turnovers than assists in the playoffs. You know what he did? Simple. He controlled the entire game, gave 12 assists, and only made 2 mistakes. And those weren't obvious passes. They were quick, smart reads, like the moment when 3 defenders surrounded him, and he found Pritchard completely open in the corner for a 3-pointer. That's no accident. That's high-level basketball IQ. He saw Mitchell Robinson step out of the paint, understood the gap, and slice through the defense like a hot knife through butter. Jaylen Brown became the Celtics' offensive brain, and nobody saw it coming. And that, my friends, changes everything for the playoffs. But there's more. How did Tatum's absence explode Brown's potential? When the locker room fell silent after Tatum's injury, everyone thought the Celtics would hang their heads. Even Brown, but he himself said, "We didn't want excuses. We didn't want to just finish the season." And he showed it. He became the emotional center of the team. Derek White said, "JB was unbelievable. He got us moving and carried us." That's it. Jaylen didn't inherit the leadership. He earned it. He created the vibe, set the pace, and did what only the greats do. He grew in chaos. The star's injury became the fuel for the rise of the silent leader. But is this version of Brown sustainable? Let's talk about that now. Can Brown lead the Celtics to a title? It's not just about one game, it's about consistency. If this Jaylen Brown keeps showing up, intense on defense, sharp in playmaking, lethal in scoring, the Celtics can, yes, dream of Banner 18 and more. This version of Brown is what could keep Boston in the next 3 or 4 conference finals in a row, because he's no longer depending on Tatum. He's now his own engine, a gear that spins strongly on its own and pulls the team along. Of course, some will say it was just one game, but you saw what he did. You felt the turnaround, and that changes everything. Now, if you thought that was impressive, just wait to see what's coming next. Jaylen Brown showed he doesn't need to be anyone's number 2. When all seemed lost, he became the face of the Boston Celtics. And the best part? He did it playing the best basketball of his career, with maturity, vision, and suffocating defense that should be turned into a video lesson. The question remains, will the world finally respect his name as it deserves? Because if this version of JB keeps going, the Celtics era is just beginning. And do you think Brown can lead Boston all the way? Or was this just a one-time spark? Comment below, subscribe to the channel, and get ready. They were practically dead, without their star, in the decisive game, on the road, against an opponent with a 95% chance of advancing. But the Boston Celtics decided to defy the math, silence Madison Square Garden, and reignite the green hell in the playoffs. In today's episode, you'll understand how the team without Jayson Tatum crushed the Knicks 127-102, why this victory could change the course of the series, and what nobody is telling you about what's coming in Game 6. This isn't just another game. It's a plot twist smelling of epic. And there's a key piece in all this you would never imagine. The Celtics were dead. Or did they fool everyone? The narrative was simple. Knicks at home, series 3-1, and the Celtics without their best player. End of the line, right? Wrong. What happened in Game 5 was a lesson in collective survival, with Jayson Tatum out due to an Achilles tendon injury, and something that would derail any team. Boston's roster simply exploded. Derek White took responsibility like he was born for it. 34 points, insane three-point efficiency, eyes full of fire. Jaylen Brown, for his part, played his best playoff game. 26 points, 12 assists, and emotional leadership. The two demolished the Knicks' defense in the first half, tied the score at 59 by halftime, and in the third quarter, switched on destruction mode. Sam Hauser hit a three that opened a 14-point lead and changed the vibe at TD Garden. The question now is, did the Celtics bluff in the early games? Or have they just found their new DNA? Has the Knicks' collapse already begun? How long can stats hold under pressure? Teams leading 3-1 have won 95.6% of series in NBA history, but teams like that don't get beaten by 25 points. In Game 5, the Knicks were crushed physically and mentally. Jalen Brunson, until then the hero of the series, picked up his fifth foul before the third quarter ended and missed the most critical moment. When he came back, it was too late, and he was fouled out shortly after. Neither Josh Hart's 24 points, nor Karl Anthony Towns' consistency, nor Mitchell Robinson's surprising free throws could hold the line. And the scariest part? Madison Square Garden has now turned into a pressure cooker, not a place of excitement. The historic chance to reach the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years has become a ticking time bomb. If the Celtics steal Game 6, the trauma will return, and it will hit hard. Is Boston better without Tatum? It's controversial. It's borderline heresy. But the question's out there. Did the Celtics become more of a team without Tatum? Hold on. Nobody here is saying the guy in jersey number 0 is a problem. But his absence did force Boston to shake things up. The offense, which sometimes leans too much on individual talent, turned into a well-oiled machine. They hit 22 threes out of 49 attempts, with just about everyone contributing. Pritchard dropped 17, Holiday had 14, Horford chipped in 12, and Kornet put up 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 blocks. Yep, Luke Kornet basically turned into Mutombo for the night. The Celtics became a starless army, and that totally threw off the Knicks, who clearly weren't ready for it. If Tatum doesn't come back for Game 6, the challenge will be to keep that same level of execution. But the message is clear. With or without him, Boston is still a playoff nightmare. Will there be a Game 7 at the Garden? Now things get spicy. The series heads back to New York with the entire narrative flipped. The pressure, which was all on Boston, has switched sides. The Knicks walk into Game 6 with everything to lose, and the shadow of 293 past series telling them that a 3-1 lead is almost a done deal. Almost, but not always. Only 13 teams have ever come back. The Celtics want to be number 14, and if they win, Game 7 goes down in Boston, in front of a crowd that can already smell the comeback. What once felt certain is now totally up in the air. And here's the wild card no one's talking about. Kristaps Porzingis didn't play the second half. If he's healthy, Boston gets even more dangerous. This team, which already knew how to blow a lead, just learned how to protect one. And that, my friend, changes everything. The Celtics are reborn, and it wasn't magic. It was real basketball, played by guys who flat out refused to go home. Now, the team everyone had written off is one win away from forcing a Game 7 and turning what looked like the season's biggest disappointment into one of the craziest comebacks in recent NBA history. The only question is, do you believe it? Or do you still think the Knicks can handle the pressure at home? Tell me in the comments. Who takes Game 6? The team of stats or the team of resurrection? And don't forget to subscribe.